Hello you demons and happy Friday. Now with springtime at a close and summertime right at our doorstep, you know what time it is. It's time for all of those bugs to crawl back up from hell to land in our food and to bite us for no damn reason. That's right, today we're going to be talking about insects, but not just any type of insect. I have gathered a collection of the most heinous villains out there in the insect kingdom. To give you an idea of just how horrible these insects are, I had to watch cute platypus videos in order to stop the ants under my skin from crawling around, or else I was going to rip my skin off. And in all honesty, I know I do like 1 through 10, but all of these kind of could be interchangeable. That's just how messed up each of these are in their own unique way. But enough of the intro, I just want to get this video done and over with so I never have to research bugs ever again, because the nightmares. Coming in at number 1, we have Alamere's ants, which are located in South Africa. Now, while small in size, don't underestimate them because they do the most heinous barbarian tactics in order to capture their prey like 100 times larger than themselves. So essentially, they use the plant that they live on to make little hive holes in there where they lie in wait for another unsuspecting insect to come across and step their little leg in one of their holes and capture them like some messed up bear trap. As the poor soul of an unsuspecting insect puts its little foot in one of these holes, it's just game over. All of the mandibles clamp down to anything they can hold on to, whether it be legs, wings, even antenna. Yeah, it gets real dark. They then proceed to pull all of their selected appendages out to make the insect like spread eagle, and then they begin to bite it. So like, while this thing is just like being tortured like this, it's just getting bitten the entire time. From there, it's kind of just curtains for whatever insect ends up landing on that thing. It's cut up into little pieces and sent to the colony to be the next meal. And honestly, I'm not too knowledgeable on the history of this, but I blame those ants for all those horrible tactics where people get pulled apart by horses. I'm just saying, I think humans saw them and they went, that's just messed up enough to work. Now, as a little fun fact about these guys, an experiment was done with them where they released 20 grasshoppers into a colony. Out of those grasshoppers, 5 ended up getting pulled apart and eaten, 12 ended up losing legs, and the rest were lucky enough to escape. The scientists discovered in this study that if the ant was compared to a human, it would be like a 175-pound man wrestling down a 25,000-pound beast that is actively trying to escape. Now hang in there, our next creepy crawly is more creepy than it is crawly. Looking like a barnacle from Half-Life, the Arachnocampa luminosa comes from New Zealand and is also known as a glowworm. It attaches itself to cave walls and puts out long threads of bioluminescent silk covered in its mucus. There it waits for some poor unsuspecting flying cave insect to then land into its silk. From there, it's pretty simple and unfortunate to understand. The Arachnocampa luminosa begins to eat the silk, eventually getting to the bug. Money! Honestly, I'm so freaking happy that plants didn't go this route. Could you imagine being in the jungle, putting your hand up against something, and then next thing you know, you're flying up into the canopy? I can't deny it though, they look pretty cool in pictures though. Okay, I admit, the glowworms were a little more cool and docile, but for our next one, we're going to be getting into the more aggressive, so much so that it's rumored that they scare elephants. Of course, I'm referring to army ants, specifically the soldiers from Central America and Africa. Easily denotable by their giant, gross-looking body and nightmarish-looking mandible, these little freaks, who I respect, are vicious. To give you an idea of their overwhelming force and aggression, these guys eat up to 500,000 insects in a single day. Now, I'm not talking about other ants or other little insects either. I'm talking about everything from bigger beetles to whole birds. There are even rumors saying that these ants have eaten whole people that lay unsuspecting in their tents. Now, I know that's a little extreme and they are rumors, but honestly, I'd believe it. If you guys seen videos about these, they're intense. Now, a fun fact you may have heard about these guys is that they do something called death circles or ant mills. Essentially, all it is that one of these ants lays a pheromone down in a random location, but it's misinterpreted by the other ants to the point where they just continuously follow it until they die of exhaustion. I will say, despite looking like something out of a horror movie, I respect ants and, you know, I kind of feel bad. But, I mean, the longer I stare at them, I think the less bad I feel. Now, while ants can be scary in number, I want to talk about the insects that are just scary on an individual level. You know, the ones that make you cringe, like I'm sure you're doing now. Our next insect uses chemical reactions to literally boil its predators and prey alive. That's right, if you're a bug fan, you know we're talking about the bombardier beetle. These guys not only have over 500 types of their species, but live in every continent except Antarctica. Its beetle life and behavior is fairly normal with the diet of smaller insects. However, when it's threatened, this little guy creates a complex chemical reaction in its abdomen and shoots it out at its predator. This liquid has been documented to reach up to 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit, or boiling point for water for us Americans. But I'll cut this little guy a break. I mean, he comes in a bunch of fun little colors, he's small, and it's not like he uses that boiling water to like boil his prey alive and eat it like some other guys on this list. So he's pretty okay. Sadly, it is time to bid our cooking mama bug adieu and move on to the other villainous bugs on this list. Now don't worry, I can hear you. What about the spiders? What about spiders? Spiders are pretty bad. Yes, they are, but they make other bugs on this list look tame. Let's just put it that way. But this next insect is in fact an arachnid. Known as Ouliborid spiders or orb weavers, these guys made it onto this list for their unique and devious hunting methods. Normally it's pretty simple with spiders, you know, bug hits web, shakes around, spider feels it, spider crawls up to the thing, bites it, then hits it with its venom, GG's. But orb weavers don't have venom, so they took the next logical step in evolution. They smothered their prey in layers of webbing, then puke digestive juices over them, and then slurp them up like some messed up milkshake. Like I said, normal spiders are pretty honorable in this sense. Now, I am sorry to say they live just about everywhere in this world and come in a bunch of cool little shapes and colors, but I'm pretty sure that's the only horrible thing about colonies. They form gigantic colonies sometimes. Although, since we're on the topic of getting swaddled to death, what would you say to, I don't know, maybe a bed made entirely from insect corpses? Could be comfy. At least that's what this next little freak on the list thinks. Known as Paraseptis carnivora, this caterpillar is not only predatory but has watched Silence of the Lambs way too many times. After feasting on its prey, it attaches what remains of its meal to a bag that it lives in and attracts scavengers with it. I know, ew, right? It just feels so wrong, like even from a bug's perspective. Unfortunately, they live in Panama, so I'm sorry, Panama. Okay, cute little short animal break for us because I think we both need it. Also, I hope you guys have been enjoying this because this one was a tough one to research mentally. If you guys have liked this video, please feel free to leave a like down there below and don't forget to subscribe so that I know that my torture wasn't for nothing. Also, if you guys really liked this video, I have a coffee now. So if you wanted to spot me over like $1 or $5 to be like, hey, thank you for going through this torture, I'd be greatly appreciative. Okay, break's over. I know I'm sad about it too, but buckle up because it's only gonna get worse from here. Our next offender looks like something straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. Known as an antlion, or very deceivingly a doodle bug, this beetle roach amalgamation lives in the desert where most sand or ants are. Similar to the Snarlack from Star Wars, minus the weird little tongue thing, it's predatory and waits for unsuspecting ants to cross its strategically crafted sand trap. Made to purposely be slippery, its prey falls into the pit where the antlion lays waiting for it at the bottom. From there, it emerges from the sand and drags it down to be eaten with its venomous mandibles. Due to its anchored position, it's capable of taking down some considerably sized prey. From its larval antlion stage, it eventually turns into a dragonfly that looks pretty cool, but it can't fool me. I know what it's done. I know what it's capable of. Side note, it just kind of looks like a fat creature asking for uppies here. For our next insect, do you remember the Hannibal Lecter caterpillar? Yeah? Well, it gets worse now. Known as an assassin bug, this thing generally preys on ants. Those poor guys cannot catch a break. Located in East Africa and some East Asian countries, this specific assassin bug uses the corpses of its prey as a camouflage coat. Not only that though, but the way it eats is just horrifying. It injects their prey with syringe-type proboscis, hitting it with a paralytic saliva, then a digestive enzyme that just melts it from the inside out. Oh, and if it wasn't bad enough, in order to escape a predator, they can just shed off their corpse camouflage so that the predator eats that instead of them. Yeah, it's messed up. That needs to get eaten. 100% that just needs to be eaten and taken out of our lives. But what if I told you for our next one, we just combined praying mantis with parasitic wasp? Yeah, I bet you were waiting for that one. Yup, we're talking about mantid flies, and these guys come in about every shape and size of nasty, some even mimicking wasps. Also, unfortunately, these guys are found just about everywhere, including maybe even your backyard. But what, aside from the obvious, makes these guys so cringy? Well, as we've seen with this list, a horrifying pattern appears with bugs in their larval stage. These mantid flies will search for a spider egg and lay their eggs in it either on its web or on its back. From there, the larva will then eat all of the spider's eggs. Some are even laid in the spider's book lungs. So yeah, if you hate spiders, I guess this is your favorite bug serial killer, but like, I don't know about it being a good trade-off. And like, what is it with bugs eating like 100 times scarier once they fly?
Open the door or I'm gonna throw rocks through your window.
Okay, really quick though, for our last insect, I wanted to put a little warning here because it does get pretty intense. If seeing frogs get eaten by an insect is too much for you, then thank you very much for hanging in there, soldier, and I'll see you in the next one. But if you are brave enough to stick around, thank you guys so much, and let's talk about this last little sick freak called the Apomus beetle. And a sick but rare joke by Mother Nature, this Apomus beetle does something known as reverse predation. It simply sits there in its habitat looking like a snack for a frog, luring it to its death. Normally a frog would just eat it with a classic tongue strike. However, this beetle has avoided this with a 98% success rate. Once it misses and it's in striking distance of the beetle, it's over for our amphibian. With a strange innate knowledge of frog anatomy, it uses its mandibles to sever the frog's leg muscles so it can't go anywhere. From there, it just eats it. It's pretty brutal and gory, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm just glad that these insects haven't evolved to hunt, large ape-like creatures, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it's time to scrub my skin with steel wool and watch more cute cat videos because this video torture is finally over. Thank you guys so much for watching this horrific video, and if you guys have enjoyed it, please leave a like down there below, and don't forget to subscribe for more spooky content like this. Also, I recently made a coffee, so if you guys think that this content is just great, so much so that you want to donate $1 or $5, I would be incredibly grateful for that. It does take a considerable amount of time to make these videos, but I hope you guys know I'm doing it because I genuinely enjoy doing this, and your support can keep me on this grind for you guys. So thank you very much, and as always everybody, stay spooky, bye bye.